Okay.
How are we doing, my brother?
I'm well, always well, my boys. How are you? Long time no chat, long time no see. How are you guys doing? How are your families?
Yeah, everyone is good, my friend. Everyone is good. And I think Ange Ball has really lifted the spirits and lifted the mood for everyone. So how's it going your end?
Awesome. And it's exactly what you said. You know, Ben, Sim, I don't know if you noticed, but towards the end of the season, I kind of trickled away from YouTube because I got to the point where I didn't even want to talk about Tottenham, more or less watch them. Here
Yeah.
we are now having a 2 week international break, and we're all chomping at the bit, waiting for football to start again. So it's so refreshing to have that exciting feeling and have something to look forward to because football is a big part of a lot of people's lives. It brings them joy. God knows it brings us misery, but it's nice to see that it's finally bringing us some joy and really, really looking forward to getting back out there and watching the boys play and just actually put an effort in. You know, just finally seeing guys that look like they want to play football and enjoy their football. They're playing with a smile. It seems that we look like likely got through the international break pretty much unscathed. You know, there were some scares with Romero and Sonny there, and obviously the Richie thing is a whole kind of different injury. That's more of a mental thing. So that's can't really gauge that to international break. There's something been going on beforehand, but I think we're doing okay. I think we're doing okay. How you boys feeling? You excited for tomorrow? You going to the game?
Yeah, I'm going to the game and I'm very much excited. I mean, only the second. I mean, we've been going for four games now, 5 games if you include the cup, and this is the second home game of the season, which is crazy to think about. But when you're looking at this game, you know, Sheffield United a very hard team to break down. Are you pretty confident coming into it?
Nope.
No?
Okay, tell me why.
No,
Because I
well, no, I watched the Man City Sheffield game a few weeks ago, and I was actually surprised how organized and how well they played and how tight they are at the back. And for a team like City to have a bit of an issue with them, I was surprised really to see that, and it makes me wonder how we're going to break them down. But I think also what it is that we've been pessimistic for so many years that it's kind of hard to go full on the Ange train and jump on the woo woo. Yeah, we're going to win every game. We're going to be invincibles and stuff. For as much as I'd like to,
It's not hard for me, Bobby.
it's not that it's hard. It's everybody wants to, of course. I think I've gotten to. I'm older than you, so I'm more pessimistic. I'm more of a jerk than you are. See, you haven't been married as long. You're not as jaded as I am yet. So yeah, it'll take time. Come back in a few years, all right? But no, I think I don't think it's going to be a walkover. I do think I see us getting the 3 points. But I think it's going to be like a 2-1, maybe a 3-1. I don't think it's going to be a 5-0, 6-0 blowout like some people are hoping for. I hope it is, because if we could do that against a team like Sheffield, a team that Man City had a problem breaking down, then that just gives me even more to look forward to. It gives us all as fans really, really something to look on. Hold on a second. These guys barely scrape by them, and we're thrashing the teams that we're supposed to be. You know, that's been one of our biggest issues over the years is not getting the points where we're supposed to get the points. We've consistently dropped them. We've had issues, poor performances, bad tactics, poor player performance, lack of energy, lack of effort. And it seems like we kind of all knew that this was going to come under Ange, that there's going to be a revolution. But I don't think any of us expected for it to be this quick and this exciting and this promising and this enlightening. Really, I'm blown away right now with what I'm seeing. I'm so excited to just get up tomorrow. Even Big Jay woke up and watched the game. You know, a teenager that doesn't wake up to the crack of 3 p.m.
Bobby,
So even he, yeah, man.
looking at the lineup tomorrow, are you going unchanged from the Burnley game? Like just same lineup, or do you think maybe some changes are required for this one?
I don't think there's anything really to change. Defensively, we're pretty down pat there. Maybe Emerson comes in to hold. I think the combination is going to be Emerson comes in if Johnson's playing to give that defensive cover, and if Poro's playing, Kulu is there because Kulu holds up the ball and gives Poro the ability to kind of run up with him and get him the attack, and then can hold it up long enough to get the defense, give them the opportunity to get back and defend as well. With Johnson there, I think you've got way too much pace almost. It's as crazy as that sounds. You're going to have two players bombing all the way up there and trying to get into attacking positions. And I wonder if it'll be kind of like a Perisic Sonny thing then, where you have two players trying to occupy the same space. So that's my only concern there, really. How it plays out, we don't know. But I'd love to see the same starting 11. I'd love to see Johnson come on and get a few minutes and get us excited. I want to see this kid run. I didn't know anything about him until I started watching a few highlights at Forest there. The kids bringing me highlight stuff. But highlights and putting on a new kit and playing for a new manager, playing in front of new fans, playing in a new environment, even though it's still England, is a challenge to anybody. So let's hope this kid steps up to it. I'm really looking forward to seeing what he can bring. If he can be like, if he could slot in the way Van de Ven is slotted in, that'll be magic for us. That'll be just beautiful. The way Basuma stepped up, and just what a revolution we're having with some of these players behind everything. It's just absolutely fantastic.
Long may it continue, Bobby K. We were just having a debate or a discussion of who should be the second choice keeper now. Hugo Lloris has stayed at the club. What's your opinion on the matter?
He's got to go. I think we as fans
need
to put it out. But we got to figure out a way to get rid of him in January. We got to buy out his contract or something. The fact that he is our former club captain and he still carries influence. He's part of the old regime. He pretty much threw in the towel at the end of last season. To me, he gave up. And I don't want players that give up, that don't seem to want to play for the badge, that have no commitment. There's lack of energy. There's just it just creates bad juju all around, man. This guy could potentially be a black cloud. He can start putting poison in youngsters' ears. He can get into Vicario's head. You are here only because you rejected contracts. Options were presented to you. It's not like nobody came in for you and nothing was done. You turned around and said, I can't go to Nice because I don't want to hamper the development of a young player there, but you're willing to stay here and do it. That makes me question,
who's he hampering? Who's he hampering by staying here?
That's what I'm saying. If he's going to get in Vicario's way here, he's saying he doesn't want to go do that at Nice, but he's willing to stay here and do it with Vicario. But you're just sitting off to the sidelines. So that's the same thing you would have been doing had you gone back home to Nice. So I don't get what he was trying to say there and how he's trying to justify that that's reasoning for him to stay, because it's just smokescreen nonsense, really. I think he's happy. I think him, the likes of Dyer, they've been here so long. It's a comfort zone thing. It's not even about playing anymore. It's that you're getting a certain amount of money for just showing up. And over the last few years, there's less and less expectation on you to deliver. So to collect your paycheck and earn your paycheck is essentially getting easier. Why would you want to have it's like somebody, you guys call it the dole over there, right? When government is giving you money.
Yeah.
Well, when you're just getting free money, how inspired are you to go out there and work for that same money?
But you not think with someone that's been ingrained in Spurs, been the captain for so long, that he has a big affinity with the club, and then he could be a good mentor or a coach even behind the scenes to younger players coming up?
Yeah, 100%. But if that's what the agenda was from the beginning, right from towards the end of last season, it was made very clear that he is not going to be part of the future plans. This was before Ange was in, before all this was sorted. So this had nothing to do with manager was going to come in, what direction the club was going to go in, what was going to be happening with the club, what our vision is. Before that, it was kind of already decided that he will not be a part of it, regardless of whatever it is. Now, I don't understand if he's not complaining about the fact that he's not going to play. He's not complaining about the fact that might not even get a crack to play in a couple of the odd cup game or something like that. We've only got the one to worry about now, the FA Cup. I don't want to see him play in that. I don't think you guys do either. So if we know we don't really want him here, he's kind of made it very clear that he's not going to put in any effort towards being here. I just don't understand why we're keeping players like that around. I get that you need to fill the squad numbers and stuff, but you still got which one of the kids is out on loan? Austin or Whiteman?
No, they're both here.
They're both still here? Okay, I thought one had gone out on loan. So then if that's the case, why do we have 4 goalies?
We've got 5.
Well, I'm Indian. My math should be better. Okay.
I don't understand why we got 5 goalkeepers, but look, it is what it is. I don't think it's going to cause too much of a me personally, I don't think it's going to cause too much of a problem. And I think if it was causing a problem, then Ange would have dealt with it and tried to get him out, or even spoke with Levy to try to cancel that contract. But having said that, I do think Dyer could be a source of problems, and he hasn't done that with him. So that kind of ruins my argument.
Well, the issue is though, when you look at it, if I'm sitting here and I've come in as a youngster and I'm sitting there making 20K a week and I'm looking across the room and I'm looking at a guy making 100K a week for doing absolutely nothing, eventually that's going to get in your head. You know, it's like you two showing up to work every day. Ben
I
showing
don't
up
think
20 minutes early, putting in the time, everything. Sim just kind of strolls in right before you start and everything. It's going to eat away at you. Lack of effort.
You've called it down to a T,
can-
Bobby. You've called it down to a T.
Oh, here. I'll flip it. It's not fair. Like poor Sim is stuck in the studio all the time while Ben's in the stands with Ashley cheering on the game.
You called it down to a T
And ladies
again.
and gentlemen, that's how you stir the pot. We are Tottenham Thank you and good night.
But I think the younger players will look up to Hugo Lloris and look up to what he's done at this football club and done in the game in general.
If that was his agenda kind of from the beginning, to me, just as a fan, now of course I'm just going on what other content creators have spoken about, what we've seen in the media and whatnot. That being said, to me it kind of looked like he was checked out, that he did not want to even be here. So
yeah, but I think that was the case for plenty of the players last season, not just him.
Yeah, well, under Conte. So do you think maybe it's possible that he's been rejuvenated with seeing Ange show up and bring the refreshed attitude that we badly needed? That stale air is gone.
I mean, I think look, he's going into his last year of his contract. We know this time next year he won't be here. He knows this time next year he won't be here. He won't have a contract. He's not going to get another contract. But I feel like he does love the club. I feel that he's been here for so many years and been the captain for so many years. He's got to have that affinity with the club. And I feel like behind the scenes, he can be a good mentor to other players, especially the younger ones coming up.
Well, you can't deny that. If he's willing to do that, though, we're talking about a World Cup winner.
Yeah.
This guy has experience at the highest level, at the most intense competition that football has to offer. So yes, he will have that experience to pass on. He will have knowledge to pass on. Is he willing to? That's what it really comes down to.
Yeah.
If I see him all of a sudden, you look at training videos, you guys are privy to a lot more than we are over here, but you guys get all these wicked training videos right on the ground. If I see him standing on the back line and he's got his arm around Vicario and I see him pointing out things, giving him direction of some sort, then I can say, all right, good. This guy is clearly willing to make him a better player and cares about the club because he wants to improve the club through its players, which is what happens, really, right?
What do you think in terms of the Richarlison situation? He's obviously opened up for me quite bravely about his struggles with mental health problems, and he's going to get seen by someone when he's back in England. Obviously, in theory, when you think about the game this weekend, how Sheffield United set up, you could think potentially Richarlison might be a better tactical fit than Son in that number 9 role. But do you just think Son, after scoring a hat-trick, he has to take the nod, or does the problem with Richarlison kind of go into your thinking when it comes to team selection? How do you think of the situation?
Well, just because of numbers here, Sim, we're at the point where we don't really have a choice with dropping Richie. That's not an option. He has to be either on the bench or starting. Those are the only two areas that really, because we're just lack of numbers in that department. I would like to stick with the same original lineup against Burnley because I thought it was effective. Not to knock Richie's play or anything like that, but now on top of his poor play and poor performances, he's coming out and letting us know about a personal issue that he's dealing with, and he's got a mental health issue. If it's off the field, on the field, I don't know. He's a young kid. I just hope he can get it worked out. I think right now is the time that this kid is coming off being berated and just looked upon as this piece of garbage by the likes of Conte. And I think Ange is the kind of guy that will really be able to relift his spirits, kind of put his arm around him and remind him that you might not be Harry Kane level, but you do have something to offer, and you can, even if this guy can get us 10 goals, it helps contribute towards the goals that we've lost from Harry Kane. So that's all I'm really hoping for Richie. I think right now as it stands, he should be rested this game, maybe come on as a sub later on. If he looks hungry, it comes down to Ange and what he sees in the pregame warm-up and the training beforehand to see if this guy's come out there with his full heart, his desire. Some people have mental health issues, and what they do is turn around and they put it into something, in some form of a project, right? They'll put that energy that's becoming negative energy into something. So, or they fall apart. So I'm hoping he's able to take whatever that bad energy is in him and put it into his football, and he can do something, right? It's just, you know me, guys. I'm always optimistic. If you're wearing our badge, you're wearing our shirt, I'm gonna get behind you regardless. My son's a psycho. He supports Dyer. So my family's a little bit diluted. We're Canadian, I know, but what do we do, right? But in terms of Richie, I just really hope he can work himself out, because when he came in, a lot of people just forget the fee end of it. We overpaid for him, blah, blah, blah. Who cares? It's not my money. It's not your money. I don't really care. We needed a player that fit that kind of slot. We got him in. Scouting department got it wrong. Maybe that can be argued. But at the end of the day, I'm still going to get behind this kid. I think he has something to offer. And the fact that he's just a little wind-up artist, and he's not doing that right now, should be a telltale of there's something clearly going on with the kid. And I just hope he can get back to being a right little shit, especially by next week.
Yeah, next week it's going to be vital for him to start playing up like that. But Bobby, go on? You want to say something?
No, I just wanted to ask you guys, like, how do you think? I'm just going to be just basically yes or no. Do you think this guy has the ability to even pot 10 or 15 for us, if God willing he comes back mentally stronger?
Yeah, I do. I think he can get up to 15 goal contributions, including goals and assists this season. I think that's well within his grasp, if not more. If he's at full fitness, if his mind's right, and if he's going in the right direction, 100%. I don't see a reason why not. Especially in an Ange system as a number 9.
Yeah. Sim?
Yeah, 100%. I think so. Why not? I think he's a good striker. I think he's been a good Premier League striker down the years, but I think he's going through a really tough period right now. And I think if he can get through it, I think he can. I really believe so.
And follow up to that then, boys. Do you think Conte broke him?
Did Conte break him?
I like Conte, that synchronized.
He broke the club, I think.
Yeah, no kidding. Man, no
look,
kidding.
I don't know if Conte broke him, but he sure didn't help him, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Because like playing him in every different position, never giving a proper run in the team, like how's anyone supposed to get a rhythm like that? Especially when you hear the news that Son was injured the whole year and he was playing through injury when Richarlison was just sitting there essentially. Like it didn't help him at all.
No.
So,
well, then you look at what he did with Basuma. You pretty much caged a tiger that has been unleashed now, and it's just been absolutely wonderful for us to watch, So that's been a bonus as well. Now, I know you guys got to get on to the next guest. I'll just quickly ask you guys, who do you think is going to be, come the end of the season, the biggest addition? I know everybody's pointing at Maddison just because he's contributed. For me, it's Mickey right now, because I think what he's brought to that back line is something we've desperately needed.
But Bobby, there's so many. There's Mickey van der Ven. There's a resurgent Cuti Romero as well. There's wanna dance with a doggy. I think a doggy is unbelievable. Him on the left is going to be incredible. I think Porro's stepped it up a level. Bissouma, obviously, like we said, the shackles are completely off. Maddison, like you've correctly said. I think Manor Solomon was showing his worth last game. Sonny in the number 9. I mean, look, I can keep going on about all of them. They've all
the whole team.
Exactly, and that's the beautiful thing about it, because it's not just about one player anymore. It's about that whole team.
It's funny. I love the excitement in your voice when you just started having that conversation. The energy level that just, last year we tried to have this conversation, it would have been the opposite. It's like, okay, so who was our worst player today? Well, this guy was crap. That guy was crap. They're all crap, and Conte's crap, and yeah, that's it. What about Sim? What about you? You think any one player is going to stand out, or you think it's going to be a combination? And you're going to take the cop-out answer?
It is going to be a combination, but I'm going to go Basuma. I think he'll be our most important player come the end of the season. I think he's like 2 players in one, Basuma, and that's what we need to make this system as functional as possible. He's like a line breaker when it comes to his dribbling, and then defensively as well. He's so crucial with his ability to get tackles, interceptions. I think our team isn't anywhere near as functional without Basuma. I think he's actually the most crucial player in the team, in my opinion. So I'm going to go for him.
Wow, from bench warmer to the last two managers and not even being rated to being the man of the match pretty much every time. And there it is,
But
boys. That's how it
Bobby,
is. That's how
enough. Let me ask you a question now. What's your score prediction for the game? What's the score going to be?
I'm gonna go 2-1. I know it's a bit low.
2-1?
I just think that they're going to be harder to break down than we think. I think it's going to be one of the two. I think it's going to be a 5-0 or a 2-1. I think they're going to be a real pain in the ass to break down, and we're not going to get anywhere. And the first half is going to be really, really crappy, boring watch, and it's going to be very defensive, boring football. Or we're going to get that first or second early goal and force them to come out. And if that happens, then I can see us lighting it up. So just because you guys are so frigging enthusiastic, screw that. 5-0 it is. 5-0 it is. Let's go. Let's go. Come on.
He's finally got the memo, and Ball is back. Come on, Bobby.
And just one quick one before I go for you guys. There's a guy named Bradley in the States that made this up. And for you, Doggy, it's you, doggy, dog.
The bomb.
I love that.
Love that, Bobby. Thank you so much for coming on today. Good to chat,
You boys.
and
All
we'll
the
see you.
best.
We'll see you soon.